Oh no. Yeah.
Sparks in this guy.
Oh no. Yeah.
Sparks in this guy.
Hi guys, Sanibonani. My name is Nomzamo Mbatha and welcome to my vlog. And this vlog I decided to go to Guys Sanibonani. I'm taking you guys with me to the Wits School of Arts. I'm sure you guys have seen this picture. So I met Nomzamo Mbatha a few days ago at the Wits School of Arts and attended an event. It's called INDIBANO. So I think INDIBANO, in collaboration with the Wits School of Arts, they hosted an event to celebrate Africa Month, and they invited Nomzamo Mbatha, Angus Gibson, and the whole team. Shaka Elembe. So somehow I was told and I decided to vlog and obviously I was going to shoot a window, but I have some clips that I decided to share. And yeah, so before you guys watch the whole vlog, if I'm not say I actually did audition for season 2 of Shaka Elembe, and obviously I told you Rolly because if I told her, then I was thinking I'm going to my poster and all that. But I auditioned last year in Durban for season 2 of Shaka, right? And then this year in May, I think on plan 2 or 3 May, I told you to go and promote the show at FNB Stadium just to tell about the show like when the season 2 of Shaka Elembe is starting. So yeah, so about the show and then somebody as a poster as well. I had fun. It was and then still in the same month, May, on the 29th of May, 29, then obviously I attend the panel discussion here in INDIBANO in collaboration with Wits School of Arts, and then they had guests such as Nomzamo, Mr. Angus Gibson, and the whole team here. So I felt like somehow be part of season 2. But imagine us audition last year, and then I promoted that. I got to promote the show, and then now I'm told to Baloguti get attend the event finally, just to sit down and a good panel discussion, and then they were talking about the whole process of creating Shaka Elembe season 2. So I felt like somehow I connect from auditioning to promoting the show, and then I get to attend and sit down and so yeah.
And now we have Gibson! History in the making. And last, we have actress, accountant, television personality, businesswoman, and human rights activist, Nomzamo Mbatha! Oh man, I think maybe perhaps just to get the theme that really popped up, just looking at the trailer from all our panelists. We'll start with you, Nomzamo, and go across the room. What is the one theme that stood out for you? For me, I felt like it was betrayal. I think like it's gonna be there this season. Nomzamo, which one is it for you?
It's so hard to to say, I always want to cry when I watch it. So there's no word for it. There's no word to describe this feeling. I always tear up and I just feel this and sounds and feels like today. And I just, I always take my hat off.
Research was definitely a huge part of this, but
I'm going to jump in. So, I suppose just in terms of multi-choice, the language thing was a huge thing. And in fact,
and the speech teaches us that what we thought in terms of the narrative.
We've got to learn, yes, sometimes it's not good for the pockets, or for the show to travel, or for shows to travel, but I think as Angus had, it'll find its time, right? It'll find its place in the world one day. But when you have those conversations like, I wish it was in English, we wish it was covered up, but you've got to decide, what are you making the show? Who are you making the show for? We've got to be able to say, we're not making things to appease the international audience, but we also need the trust of local broadcasters to say, you can do it, and we can back that.
I think from a business point, it's probably one of the most stressful shows I've worked on.
so that was the beginning of it. And in the style of the making of the show, I felt like there's far too little of this around. So it wasn't like I wanted to do a funky version of King Shaka or a gritty version of King Shaka. We wanted to pay it respect and to make it as beautiful.
Men, not to even mention sex scenes yet, but just talk about doing a serious scene in a room, especially your character because you're a lead and you're looking at 10 plus people in a room, and your sort of environment that was created on set by the people that you were playing with, for every woman there to be, for you to create that environment that it's fine, we're all half naked here, let's just end. And then two, it has to also do with the acting process and casting. I want to also know, when you cast these new talents, because there's a lot of new faces, how do you navigate that also as an actress? Thanks.
Well, that's a great question. Thank you, because it became very, very public discourse. I saw the tweets. I was the subject of it. I had a customs officer when I was landing say, those breasts. Absolutely. People cross the line. People cross the line. But that's my normal day when I'm Nomzamo. When I'm on set, I'm not half naked, I'm dressed. When that slate hits action, I'm not half naked. Nandi is not half naked. None of those Zulu maidens are half naked. They are all dressed. We should question ourselves why we say it's half naked. On the subject of casting, of course we want people to be comfortable. A young actress in a position where she feels completely uncomfortable, to be embodying the character and then feeling completely insecure. I remember I had a conversation with my Bikhile, if you remember season 1, my bestie, and she comes from, her dad is a pastor. She was like, I'm a PK. Do we all know what PK is? Yeah. She was like, no, I'm a PK. I don't know what the reception of my parents is going to be. And I said, well, you've got to be able to understand that what we're doing on that screen is much bigger than ourselves, right? And when we go to Mhlangeni, none of them feel like they need to cover up. It's a celebration of themselves. And so when we move on that set, we got to move different. And that's why when people were so shocked, they were like, there's no air of uncomfortability. We also set the tone. There's a lot of conversations that we have with crew, with background actors, to say that nobody gets to disrespect anyone on our set. And thank goodness we never had any kind of incident throughout the shooting of season 1 and season 2. That's why when you watch the show, nobody is conscious of a nakedness. We are dressed and we are in character. We are in a world.
Like guys, talent is talent. Like, if a song is good, you feel it and it transcends. If something works, like, you feel it in you, you know. And I think it's just about, sometimes it's not now, but it's also about maybe honing your craft, practicing your craft. And once you get yourself to that point where you are undeniable, then no one will be able to deny you.
So, with the success of Shaka Elembe, how did it change the landscape of the entertainment industry, specifically the film and TV?
Well, from my experience with Bomb doesn't use social media following as an indicator. It's talent, raw talent. I had no social media. I was found doing my own thing, trying to be a presenter on MTV Base. And that's how I got discovered. They're like, oh, you know, she's got a little spunk in her. But the audition process is very vigorous. Angus is a tough crowd to please. And he is a believer in an actor. And he will remember you. That's one thing that I love about his auditioning process. So when he sees something in you, even if it's not right for this season or for this project, there's going to be a project, like 4 projects down the line, where he's going to be like, Nomzamo, do you remember that kid? I want to bring him in for something, or I want to bring her in for something. So there's always that muscle memory. So talent is very important. But of course also, you know, we've got to be aware of the current situation. Like, people can't be graduating and sitting at home with degrees and not finding opportunities, you know? The hashtag Open Up the Industry is a real and relevant conversation. The only time I don't like it is when people feel the need to say, so-and-so doesn't deserve to be on TV. You understand? Because it's a tough business. There's a reason why actors and actresses, there's a predominant narrative that they die paupers. It is tough. So when you see somebody in one production and the next production, be happy for them and know that your opportunity is also going to come. Right? But of course, sometimes the broadcaster will also have their own vision. So sometimes when you want to be dead set on saying, no, I don't want to cast in Tik Tok, I don't want to, but what does the broadcaster want? And what do I want? And that's how you get what you want in the industry. I hope that answers it.
I think that's a great place. Full circle moment. You know, Bomb Productions and Multi-Choice were my first employers. The first time I ever had to pay tax in my life were through these 2 contracts, which was with Multi-Choice and Mzansi Magic, as well as Bomb Shelter Productions. And so 10 years later, to be one of the executive producers was very much a big full circle moment, and also to be able to portray a beloved character and a beloved historical figure such as Queen Nandi was. When you're on set, we get to gossip about crew. This was before I took on the hat of executive producer. Complain about the toilets, complain about craft, complain about, oh, you know, why are we here early so much, you know? Why did they call us later on? And now, I can't really do that because I'm on the other side. And they can't gossip around me because they feel like, we can't trust you anymore.
I say Shaka, you say Elembe, Shaka, Elembe.
Advertising artistic knowledge, and we're going to make it happen, right? Like Mr. Nomzamo said, we're not going to sit behind our phones and hashtag and tweet. We're going to do something. And I hope this encounter illuminates something within you to say that start where you are at. Do it. Thank you everyone for making time, and to honor Unoni, I will try my best to keep going and to have more of these kinds of conversations. And so with that said, I hope that we lean towards community rather than competition. Do not underestimate the power of community.